Have you ever looked at a painting and felt like the entire mood of the artwork silently pulls you in without using dramatic colors, grand landscapes, or any elaborate symbolism? That's exactly what Amrita Sher-Gil's Three Girls does. Painted in 1935 when she was just 22, this artwork is often called one of the most important modern Indian paintings ever created. Today, we are decoding why. Why is this painting so simple yet so powerful? What makes the expressions of these three young girls unforgettable? And what was Sher-Gil really trying to say? Let's break it down. Before we decode the painting itself, we need to understand the artist. In case you haven't watched my full deep dive into Amrita Sher-Gil's life, I highly recommend watching it as it adds valuable insight to this discussion. I have added a link in the description to the video. Amrita Sher-Gil was born in 1913 to a Sikh aristocrat father and a Hungarian mother. She trained in Paris, absorbing European modernism. She was known for her confidence, her bold personality, and her refusal to follow conventional paths. But despite her success in Europe, something felt incomplete. She often said, "I realized my real artistic mission would begin in India." So in 1934, she returned to India, searching for her roots, her style, and her truth. When she returned, the contrast hit her. The simplicity, the emotional weight of daily Indian life. She traveled through villages, watching people work, rest, wait, and survive. But what impacted her most was the quiet inner world of Indian women, their stillness, their silence, their unspoken emotional burdens. This understanding became the foundation of Three Girls. On the surface, the three girls seems quiet and simple. Three young girls sit together. Their clothes are plain, their expressions are calm, almost expressionless. But this stillness is exactly where the painting begins to speak. Look closely at their faces. There's no joy, no excitement, no spark. Sher-Gil wasn't painting beauty, she was painting the truth. She captured the emotional landscape of young rural Indian women in a way no one had done before. The three young girls we see here weren't strangers or mortals, they were Sher-Gil's own relatives. Their names were Nirveer, Beyant, and Harbhajan Kaur, the daughters of our first cousin. Sher-Gil often painted women, but not in the decorative, idealized way common in Indian art at that time. She portrayed them with emotional depth, dignity, and a quiet realism that felt revolutionary. Her intention was clear: to paint the everyday lives of Indian people truthfully and respectfully. And here's a fascinating detail. Even though the painting shows no background, Sher-Gil actually sketched the girls while they were sitting at a tennis court in their home. Amrita Sher-Gil's deep love for color and for India became the driving force of her evolution as an artist. When she returned home, her style shifted dramatically. She moved away from formal, academic European painting and developed a distinctly modern Indian visual language. Her approach stood in sharp contrast to the Bengal school, which dominated India's modern art scene at that time. Sher-Gil painted real people, real emotions, and real struggles. Her voice was new, raw, and revolutionary. Sher-Gil likely created this painting over several sessions, working directly from life. Although the actual scene took place outdoors at a family tennis court, the setup was clearly intentional. The models were positioned close to the artist. The lighting was arranged to fall warmly on the girl to the right, and the deep shadow behind them suggests they were seated against a wall. Stylistically, if we speak, the piece shows strong connections to the techniques Sher-Gil absorbed during her training in Paris. The lines, the brushwork, the color palette, they echo the influence of post-impressionist artists from École des Beaux-Arts, highlighting how her European foundation shaped her evolving visual language. The earthy browns, reds, and yellows reflect India's soil and its struggles, warm tones carrying heavy meaning. The elongated figures echo Ajanta murals, connecting the present to India's artistic past. They sit close but emotionally distant, together yet isolated, a subtle commentary on Indian womanhood. This is the work that marked the beginning of Amrita Sher-Gil's fully matured Indian style. She merged European modernism and her own emotional insight, and that's how Three Girls was her artistic awakening. Now the question is why this painting matters. The Three Girls is powerful because of the honesty. Also, this is the first painting that Amrita Sher-Gil painted after her return from Europe. Sher-Gil gave voice to the inner lives of Indian women, something rarely seen in early 20th century art. This painting opened the doors for modern Indian art to explore realism, feminist themes, psychological depth, lived experience, and social observation. It reshaped Indian art forever. So when we look at Three Girls, we're not just looking at a portrait, we're witnessing a shift. The moment Amrita Sher-Gil found her true artistic voice, a painting that whispers but says everything. Do let me know in the comments which is your favorite painting of Amrita Sher-Gil. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.